Hey there guys, Tom here, welcome back to my movie channel, and there are no new release movies to review. So I'm going to be going back and reviewing some movies that I haven't had the opportunity to talk about yet until, we get back to some form of normality in the world. So I hope you enjoy the reviews I'm going to be bringing you, and also, leave your suggestions in the comments section below and let me know what you'd like to see me review. I'm open to all suggestions. I have an ever-growing list of movies that I'd like to review, so I'm going to be following in the footsteps of some of my other fellow movie reviewers and just reviewing some movies that I've always wanted to talk about. With that said, let's talk about Superman Red Son. Instead of landing in Kansas, a ship carrying baby Superman lands in the Soviet Union in Ukraine in the 1950s, and Superman is raised as a Soviet asset. Have you guys seen Superman Red Son, or do you have any thoughts about it? Whatever your thoughts are, make sure you jump down in the comment section below. Let's carry on the discussion. Holy shit, it was Jason Isaacs that voiced Superman. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Also, remember to hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies. So listen, straight off, I'm not a big fan of the animated things from either Marvel or DC, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse being an exception to that, obviously. But I've never really been a big fan of the animated stuff from either Marvel or DC. I've just found a lot of it to be really surface level, even below surface level. I haven't found any of it to be of any sort of real quality. But I really got intrigued by the premise of Superman Red Son, because what happens when Superman grows up as a Russian in the Soviet Union in the Cold War? That was really, really intriguing to me, and my curiosity won out over the fact that I normally don't care about the animated stuff. And I gotta tell ya, I enjoyed the hell out of Superman Red Son. This movie to me is thought-provoking, it's meaningful, and I think it's a really interesting idea to have Superman grow up in the Soviet Union as a Russian, and in this film, the Americans are really the villains of the film. Now, I don't know what I was expecting from this movie as far as political ideologies go, but there's a lot of it in this movie, and I thought that might, when that first started to, be an element of the movie, and it's basically an element right away, I thought, okay, this could really bog the movie down, or this could get annoying, because I'm not a big fan of politics in my movies, nor am I really a fan of politics in general, but when it's done right in movies and in real life, it can be really effective. And in this film, they do a great job of showing the political discourse between Russian Superman and the Russians, and also between the Russians and the Americans. But this movie also deals with the personal ethics, and Russian Superman struggles with that throughout the film, and that was something that I was really, really intrigued by and really invested in. And all that matters with movies to me, animated or live action, is character and story. Are the characters good? Is the story compelling? Those are the only things that matter to me as far as movies go. And even though I was predisposed to not like this film purely because it's an animated DC movie, and I haven't been impressed with most animated DC or Marvel movies, as I've said, the characters were compelling, and so was the story. I love the character work in this film, especially from the perspective of our Russian Superman. Despite the fact that he is from Russia and he is, Soviet Union, and it's in the Cold War in the 1950s, he still holds a lot of the ideals of Superman as we know Superman. Just instead of American, it's Russian. And I found myself starting to forget that I was even watching a Superman movie where it's Russian Superman. I just felt like I was watching a Superman movie, because it really is the same character of Superman, but he's just dealing with those problems that Superman faces in a slightly more complex way. And I really appreciated the complexity of the storytelling in this film. It's a film that asks a lot of questions, but also, of course, it's a superhero movie. There's going to be lots of superhero action, and the action in this film is relentlessly entertaining. So there is Wonder Woman in this film, and there is, of course, a Russian Batman in the movie. And I loved that. I ate all those scenes up, because essentially, you have a mini Batman v Superman in this film. It was one of my favorite elements of the movie. Interplay between all the characters, ideological debates that they have between Russian Superman, Lex Luthor, Wonder Woman. I think this movie knocked it out of the park. I really did. The ending of this film, like the very end of this film, I found deeply moving. And that was something that really surprised me throughout Superman Red Son. I'd been hearing this film was great, but of course, I haven't been impressed with the animated stuff from Marvel and DC. And it's taken me a while to get around to watching this film and finally deciding, you know what, I'm just going to give it a try. And I think I was being stubborn. I think I was purposely just not watching it because I was convinced I wasn't going to like it. And that's not the way we should approach movies. We should just be able to give everything a go. And then if you don't like it, you don't like it, but you might end up watching something that ends up surprising you. And Superman Red Son ended up surprising me. I really, really enjoyed this film. I wouldn't be showing this movie to kids or children because this is quite an adult film. It's got a lot of adult themes in it. So, you know, I wouldn't be watching this movie with your 10-year-olds. I just wouldn't be. And that was something that also I appreciated about the movie, was it was a bit more of an adult animated film. But nonetheless, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell. Thank you very much for watching this review. Look out for more reviews and more videos coming soon. My name is Tom. Thank you very much once again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.